Hello, my dear students. This is P. Venkateshwarlu, PGT Physics, the Nandal Public School. So, yesterday we have discussed about semiconductor chapter. So, introduction, energy band in solids, types of conductors, insulators, semiconductors, intrinsic semiconductors, extrinsic semiconductors. So, in extrinsic semiconductors, N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductors. So these are completed. Now I will discuss about the differences or distinction between semiconductors and metals. Semiconductors and metals. Coming to first point, semiconductors behaves like an insulator at 0 degree Kelvin. Its conductivity increases with rise in temperature. See, semiconductors we can take at 0 degree centigrade. Okay, the semiconductors behaves like insulators. Means what is insulator? The material which do not allows electric current, or the material which have less number of free electrons. Coming to metal, conductivity decreases with rise in temperature. So conductivity means the ability to allow the electric current. Okay. So here conductivity decreases with rise in temperature. Means we can increase the temperature, conductivity decreases in metals. So in semiconductor, that the phenomenon is opposite. Second one, conductivity increases with rise in potential difference applied. Okay, potential difference means work done per unit charge. Okay, we can apply potential difference, conductivity increases. Coming to metals, conductivity is an intrinsic property of a metal and is independent of applied potential difference. See here, whenever you can apply potential difference in metals, there is no any change. Third point, does not obey Ohm's law or only partially obeys. Yes, here, so metals we have two types. Okay, uh, like ohmic materials and non-ohmic materials. The materials which obeys Ohm's law, we can say ohmic materials. The materials which do not obeys Ohm's law, we can say that is non-ohmic materials. See here, this semiconductors belongs to non-ohmic materials. Okay, this obeys partially, means somewhat. Okay, so these metals are obeys Ohm's law. Okay, V is equal to IR. Ohm's law means V is equal to IR. Fourth point, doping the semiconductor with impurities vastly increase the conductivity. See, means what is doping, my dear children? Yes, doping means so impurities adding for pure substances. Okay, to get the N type and P type semiconductors, so we can add for fourth group or trivalent and pentavalent molecules. Making alloys with another metals decreases the conductivity. Okay, see here for metals we can add some alloys, the conductivity decreases, my children. Okay, after that I will discuss about distinction between intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. Okay, intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic means pure semiconductors, pure without any impurities adding to the materials. We can say that intrinsic semiconductors. Extrinsic semiconductors means we can add impurities to the pure substances. We can get the extrinsic semiconductors. That extrinsic semiconductor also two types. We know that p type, n type. Yes. Coming to first point, pure group fourth elements. Okay. Pure group fourth elements. We know that in periodic table, group fourth elements we can say intrinsic semiconductor, which is in pure form. Extrinsic semiconductors, group third or group 4 elements are introduced in group 4 elements. Okay, see, group 4 means we know that silicon germanium. For that we can add group 3 or group 4 elements, we can get the extrinsic semiconductors. Coming to second point, conductivity is high, slight. Okay, this value has that intrinsic semiconductors conductivity is only slight. Conductivity is greatly increased, means by adding impurities we can get the conductivity increases. Conductivity increases with rise in temperature. Okay, third point, by applying temperature the conductivity of intrinsic semiconductors increases. Conductivity depends on the amount of impurities added. Okay, so how much impurities adding to the semiconductors, pure semiconductors, the conductivity increases. The number of holes is always equal to the number of free electrons in the intrinsic semiconductors. Okay, see here, this materials having holes and electrons. Electron we know that, but holes means the lattice of positive ion. The lattice of positive ion or the missing of electron, where the position where the missing of electron is called hole. Understand? So we know that the inside the material electrons are present. Okay, so if electron moving from one point to another point, yes, in this case electron where the position of the electron and where the electron moves from one point to another point. Understand? So that point we can say hole. In n type, the number of electrons is greater than that of the holes. In n type semiconductors, the electrons is greater than the holes, and p type there is no holes in the greater than that of electrons. Okay, understand, my children? In n type, the number of electrons is greater than that of holes. Means n type means what, Nana? So we can add for fourth group, fifth group elements. Means for semiconductors we can add fifth group elements. So we can get the n type semiconductors, my children. Understand? So means arsenic, antimony, phosphorus we can add to the pure semiconductors, that is silicon germanium. We can get n type. In that n type, so we can have number of electrons is greater than the number of holes. Coming to p type, and in the p type the number of holes is greater than that of electrons. Means for semiconductors, for silicon, germanium or fourth group elements, we can add trivalency, means like indium, boron, aluminum. Adding to the pure semiconductor we can get p type semiconductors. For that p type semiconductors, number of holes is greater than the number of electrons. Okay, this one no need, this electrical conductivity of semiconductor no need in our +2. Okay, so not there. And coming to PN junction diode, forward bias, reverse bias. Diode characteristics, static and dynamic resistance of diode. Diode as a half wave rectifier, diode as a full wave rectifier. Okay, understand? Next we are going to discuss about these subtopics. Coming to PN junction diode. Okay, understand my children? So what is P type and N type? What is PN junction diode? Okay, understand my children? I will discuss about PN junction diode. Before that, what is P type, N type, and what is PN junction diode? Yes, so we know that P type semiconductors, P type semiconductors, we know that semiconductor, okay, the materials which lies between conductors and insulators, we know that silicon, germanium, silicon, germanium, example for this semiconductors means fourth group elements, fourth group elements. Okay, so for fourth group elements we can add third group element. Okay, we can dope. Okay, we can add some impurities which is like third group element, we can get the P type semiconductors. Understand? Then we can add for fourth group elements, we can add fifth group elements. Okay, for semiconductors we can add some impurities which is like fifth group element, like arsenic and antimony, we can get N type semiconductors. Okay, so and here we can take one P type and one N type, we can add to one to another. Okay, we can join with one to another. Okay, understand? We can say PN junction, PN junction. Understand? So P type material and N type material we can add to each other. Okay, so we can get PN junction. Okay, so coming to diode, diode, diode means two terminal device, two terminal device is called diode, PN junction diode. When P type semiconductor is joined to a N type semiconductor such that the crystal structure remains continuous and at the boundary, the resulting arrangement is called PN junction diode or semiconductor diode or a crystal diode. Okay, so what is PN junction diode? When a P type semiconductor is joined to an N type semiconductor such that crystal structure remains constant. When a P type semiconductor is joined to a N type semiconductor such that the crystal structure remains continuous at the boundary, the resulting arrangement is called PN junction diode or semiconductor diode or a crystal diode. See here diagram, P type material and N type material we can add. Okay, what is P type? What is N type? Okay, P type means for semiconductors we can add trivalent atoms, and N type pentavalent, pentavalent group material. Understand? So when a PN junction is formed, the P region has mobiles holes means positive ion and immobile negatively charged ions. N region has mobile electrons negative charge and immobile positively charged ions. The whole arrangement is electrically neutral. For simplicity, the majority charge carriers are not shown in the figure. See here the symbols, black dot, mobile hole, majority charge carrier. Okay, next remaining immobile negative impurity ion, mobile electron majority carrier, immobile positive impurity ion. Okay, I already explained what is PN junction. It is an arrangement of made by closed constant of N-type semiconductor and P-type semiconductors. There are various methods of forming PN junction. In one method, an N-type germanium crystal is cut into thin silicon thin slice called wafers. An aluminum film is laid on an N-type wafer, which is the heated in an oven at a temperature about 600 centigrade. Aluminum then diffuses into the surface of wafer. This is the way a PN junction diode form. Okay, number of ways is there. Okay, PN junction diode immediately after is formed. It is formed. Okay, or formation of depletion region in PN junction. PN junction. See here, in N-type semiconductors, the concentration of electrons is more than that of holes. Similarly, in a P-type semiconductors, the concentration of holes is more than that of electrons. During the formation of PN junction diode, due to the concentration of gradient across P and N side, holes diffuses from P side to N side, P to N, and electrons diffuses from N side to P side, N to P. The diffused charge carriers combined with their counterparts in the immediate vicinity of the junction and they neutralize each other. Thus, near the junction, positive charge is built on N side and negative charge on P side. See, in this case, so we can get the depletion region. So, holes diffusion, holes drift, and electron diffuse. This set up potential difference across the junction and an internal electric field E directed from N side to P side. The equilibrium is established when the field becomes strong enough to stop the further diffusion of the majority charge carriers. The region on either side of the junction which becomes depleted or free from the mobile charges carriers is called depletion region or depletion layer. The width of the depletion region is of the order of 10 power minus 6 meters. Okay, this depletion region width is 10 power minus 6 meters. The potential difference developed across the depletion region is called potential barrier. Yes, potential difference developed across the depletion region called the potential barrier. It depends on the dopant concentration in the semiconductors and temperature of the junction. Due to the diffusion of holes from P side to N side and electrons from N side to P side at the junction, a current rises from P side to N side, which is called diffusion current. If an electron hole pair is created on the depletion region due to the thermal collision, the electrons are pushed by the electric field towards the N side and the holes towards the P side, which gives rise the current from N side to P side known as drift current. In steady state, diffusion current is equal to drift current. Diffusion current is equal to drift current. Okay, children. So this is about PN junction diode immediately after it's formed. Okay. So after the PN junction diode is formed, holes from P region diffuse into N region due to differences in concentration. Means while adding, okay, just adding P type N type holes. So holes are present in which region? P region. Okay, which are diffuses. Means diffusion means the molecules or particle is transformed from higher concentration to lower concentration. Next, free electrons from N region diffuse into P region due to the same reason. Okay, free electrons from N region. Okay, here in N region, electrons is more. Okay, electrons are moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. Holes and free electrons combined near at the junction. At the P and N junction, these are transformed P to N, N to P, holes and electrons. Each recombination eliminate an electron and hole. Okay, see here, hole is replaced by electron, electrons are replaced by hole. The uncompensated negative immobile ion in the P region do not allow any more free electrons to diffuse from N region. The uncompensated positive immobile ion in the N region due to allow any more holes to diffuse from P region. The positive donor ion in N region and the negative acceptor ion in the P region are left uncompensated. The region containing the uncompensated acceptor and donor ion is called depletion region because this region is devoid from devoid of mobile charges. Since the region is having only immobile charges, therefore this region is also called space charge region. The N region is having higher potential than P region. So an electric field is set up as shown in the figure. The difference in potential between P and N region across the junction makes it difficult for the holes and electrons to move across the junction. This acts as a barrier and hence called potential barrier or height of the barrier. The physical distance between one side and other side of the barrier is called width of the barrier. Potential barrier for silicon is nearly 0.7 volts and germanium is 0.3 volts. The potential barrier opposes the motion of the majority charge carriers. However, a few majority carriers with high kinetic energy manage to overcome the barrier and cross the junction. Potential barrier helps the movement of the majority charge carriers. Okay, my children, up to this today's session completed. Okay, I will explain previous CBSE questions.